Let me tell you the story of our weekend among the Fae. This year in Snohomish, Washington, Bree and I went with our entire family to the Midsummer Renn Fair's Fae and Fables weekend event, the last week for Renn Fair festivities, and, well, it was quite the journey. Snohomish isn't far, but it's still a considerable travel, especially with that many people. Despite this, roads were clear, weather was great, and getting there honestly wasn't that big of a deal. Our camps were split, tents to one end and the RV to the other. We used Outdoorsy, not sponsored, which is an RV share service, kind of like an Airbnb for RVs. Overall, it was a pretty good experience. The RV was clean and in great working order, and the person we dealt with was overall pleasant and understanding. Now, the fair itself. We arrived on Friday, late in the afternoon. Fortunately, the fair didn't start until Saturday, so we didn't miss any of the daily events or festivities. What we did get to experience was the Friday night gathering party at the nightclub. Renn Fair at night is such a different experience to during the day. Actually, I prefer it. If only there were more food and other vendors available. There's very little light pollution, which meant clear skies and plenty of stars, which made the feeling all the more Fae-like and period appropriate. Inside the nightclub, Fae and magical creatures were all over the place. Beings with the faces of birds. I saw anglerfish shaped like a man. Fawns were on stage singing, and I received a personal gift from a ferryman who was dancing near me. This is a big deal. See, Fae don't often like gifting people things like that. Hell, Andrew is so careful with his feathers, he actively hunts them down if they fall out or get taken. So for this guy to gift me a feather after I tried to return it showed a certain level of trust and respect that left me smiling the rest of the night. I even ended up incorporating it into my outfit the next day.
Very interesting thing. I think I got flirted with for the first time there too. I helped somebody be able to grab their purse when they had dropped it, some kind of bag anyway, and they seemed to be appreciative for it.
Bree and Drago were never far off. That helped me stay grounded in the moment. A vendor there at night was the gnome, and he was selling his nuts, so we bought some gnome nuts, and they were, well, delicious. Leave your best jokes and innuendos in the comments, because over the course of the weekend, I heard them all. The next day at Renn Fair was genuinely a different experience entirely. By 11 a.m., we were at the gates, and the sun had reached the highest point in the day. During the August heat wave, and the layers I was wearing made the humidity unbearable. We did a little walking around, but mostly stuck to the shade for long periods of time, gulping down water while watching the wondrous costumes of the people around us. And that's when Bree launched into her performance. Here's how it worked. I drew a tarot card, and based on that card, she would call people out with those traits. The Two of Cups, look for an obvious couple. King of Wands, look for an adult man carrying a staff. Knight of Swords, look for a guy in armor carrying a blade. All of these people passed us, and all of them answered Bree's call to adventure. We had our trinkets, they had theirs, and so trades took place.
Oh my gosh, and it was so exciting! I was giving away all these things. It was really cool little items here and there. A Kaufmo doll, Gur from Invader Zim, all kinds of fun stuff. And then we had this one, it was this fairly big Scottish cow. And we were saving it for the person that actually recognized, Tales of Atonement. I ended up giving it to a guy, just because, his like kid or something else, someone he was with really liked Scottish cows, and he knew they would think it was cute or something like that. And I'd been doing it for a while, so I was a little, ready to not have it anymore, I guess. And then I felt so bad because I was giving out stickers, and I only had a few stickers at that point. I hadn't refurbished them yet. And someone looked at their own sticker, no real reaction, looked at the other person's sticker who was with them and said, "Oh, hey, I just saw that episode." I about died. I felt so bad, and it was so funny that at that exact moment when they said that, I turned to them and I said, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. I gave away your cow." That got a huge round of laughter from their entire party.
Of course, we took part in the typical Faire food. Turkey legs, waffle cheese fries, and honestly some of the best Brussels sprouts I have ever had.
That is absolutely no joke. I think those Brussels sprouts were my favorite item that we ate. And there were several items that we ate that were really good. I really did like the gnome nuts. They were very, very delicious, but I have to give the credit to the Brussels sprouts. Those were like a shining gem throughout the entire weekend.
Weird fun fact, one of my favorite vegetables is Brussels sprouts. Now, I will just eat them steamed with some salt or butter, but even better is roasted to a slight crisp with balsamic vinegar and Parmesan cheese. I probably ate more vegetables than I did turkey in that regard. Honestly, as good as smoked turkey legs are, I absolutely cannot stand wrestling with the little cartilage bones all through the meat. Which, by the way, how did turkey legs get so popular in Renn Faire food? See, here's the problem. Turkeys are native only to the Americas, not Europe. I've said this so many times before. The reason, though, is that turkey legs are used is because they are a cheap and portable food that people can walk around with and eat with one hand. So turkey legs being at Renn Faire is more about vibes and atmosphere than actual historical fact.
They're not so cheap anymore.
How much were those turkey legs at Renn Faire this year?
They were at least $25 a piece. It was pretty bad.
$25 for a Renn Faire turkey leg is insane. So turkey legs being at Renn Faire is more about vibes and atmosphere than actual historical fact. Instead, the food was developed during the 1960s specifically for the Renaissance Pleasure Fair in Southern California. They're entirely a 20th century American invention that is meant to give in to the pop culture stereotype of a gluttonous feast like historical depictions of Henry VIII. Turkeys didn't even arrive in England until the 1520s, near the end of the Renaissance, and were never eaten as giant smoked handheld drumsticks by medieval royalty. Talk about immersion breaking. But we suspend our disbelief for the enjoyment of it. Turkey legs, analogously then, are meant to be boar legs. Wild boar was a prized game meat reserved for the aristocracy because they owned the hunting forests, the means of production, and it was regularly roasted, spiced, or cured into hams for grand banquets that the turkey leg is meant to invoke. This is also why the specific brining and smoking process is made to turn the turkey meat pink and taste like ham. We also met a wizard selling magic crystal weapons. I really loved the amethyst daggers, and some of the emerald swords were really cool. The staves were a different story. These looked obviously enhanced by magic, electrical fairy lights, and were especially cool at night when you could actually see the magic in action. I didn't end up getting any magic weapons, but I did get some really cool hair sticks. The bismuth dragonfly was really cool as well. Bismuth is one of those metals that's actually really interesting and important in everyday life. For instance, did you know it's used in fire safety systems? I sure as hell did! When I was a baby, my mom would put little bismuth crystals on my body while I was sleeping. Because bismuth has such a low melting point, it would turn to liquid long before anything in the crib caught on fire and acted as a warning system. So, because I'm a fire elemental, I can only look, but not touch, because I don't want to wreck it. In order to cover as much of the fair as possible, Bree and I split up at one point, and she had her own things she experienced while we were there. Oh, how could I forget? We met the origin characters of Baldur's Gate, specifically Astarion, Gale, and Karlach. Bree was definitely happy to finally meet her hot tiefling crush. We got pictures with them too. Historical outfits were also represented at the fair. I met a Mongolian couple wearing traditional garb that was really inspirational. The fire show was amazing. This happened on the second night, and Lias was with me at the night market. We watched the fire show, and he was surprisingly chill.
I still can't believe you technically went out on a date with my brother. Ugh!
A date? Are you insane? He was just escorting me around.
Yeah, and when's the last time you saw Lias, as you like to call him, escort anyone around for any reason aside from teasing them relentlessly, which I also notice he doesn't really do to you that much, does he, Agni?
That's because I hit back harder. There was a coffee tent called High Vibrations, although they had nothing to do with THC. I did have a vanilla maiden because it was the closest thing to my usual coffee shop drink, Vietnamese milk tea with coffee jelly boba.
It's so sad too, though. We went there with so many herbal refreshments to share with people, and we were in a stupid RV. We found out after it was all done the RVs are for people who want to be antisocial or something, and everybody does tents, and we just didn't want to deal with our backs hurting, and now we're gonna have to do tents next time so we can have fun with people and give away our herbal refreshments.
Yeah, there was a lot of things we had to learn about the Renn Fair, this being our first year actually doing it, despite being out here so long. Anyway, if you like this sort of video, leave a like and a comment, and if you want to see more of like our real stuff that we do that's kind of like Tales of Atonement adjacent, let us know, and we will make more content like this. Faces in this video have been censored for privacy reasons, for the people who are at the Renn Fair that didn't give any permission for me to post their pictures and stuff online, so I wanted to be respectful of that.
People with masks and stuff, that's one thing, but, you know, if it's just people walking around enjoying the Renn Fair, they don't necessarily want their faces all over the internet.
And absolutely no children, because I know YouTube has a big problem with showing children's pictures and stuff like that. In any case, that'll be it for this week. More usual stuff coming down the way, so stay tuned, subscribe, and get ready. Later, everyone.
Many a mickle, max a muckle.
Or what was that thing that... Oh my god, Andrew said it in Haida the other day. I can't remember. Oh my god, I'm going to look it up. I'll let you guys know. Alright, I got it. And this is, according to the Haida people, the concept of interconnectedness. Everything's connected. The land, the earth, the sky. Every little piece. Making a big thing. Many a mickle, max a muckle. Ginagwa, duhan, gudakwagid. Thank you everyone for your continued support, and I look forward to giving you even more in the future. Our community keeps expanding with authentic viewers and subscribers that tune in every week excited for the next installment. Whether that's listening to my world-building rants or tuning in for a full episode, you're the ones that keep this channel afloat against an unforgiving algorithm that keeps trying to douse the flame. That's the meaning of many a mickle, max a muckle. Many smaller things making a big thing. And now, a shout out to our patrons and channel members.
Plebe 64 Potato,
Mr. Lobo King 8778,
P64P,
Regios 001,
Jack Plays K Plays,
Maria Elsa 6363,
Moose Now,
El Dragon Biano 3742,
Jack McCloud,
Persephoroth,
Josh is Mary,
Runaway Train 2502,
EA Shadow Gamer,
Sigma LaFlare,
Crochet Whimsy 413,
Anubian the 1335,
Angels Art and Gaming,
Aisha Kashif,
Pluve 81,
Aegis Knight,
7-Star Sanctuary,
and Chained Furry,
T. Mitchell Carr,
MB Durg Wraith,
Emily Masternardi,
Heinrich 28,
Shadow Fox,
Arya Gamari,
Charles Tam,
Jace Moreland,
Pammy Poo,
and Lunder Lumen.